everyone. My name is James Relach Quijada and I am back. I am from Bachelor of Secondary, major in Mathematics, section 1A. So, with my previous math tutorial, so it is all about adding matrices, finding 2 by 2 matrices. But for today's vlog, so I am going to teach you on how to add a radicals. So I know all of you is very familiar of what is radicals, right? So I know some of you know how to add and other operation beyond a radicals, but I know also not all students know how to add radicals. So for today's vlog, I am going to teach you on how to add a radicals. So let's start. I know. So adding of radicals. So this is my front slide. So adding of radicals, to add or subtract radicals, the indices and what is inside the radical, called the radicands, must be exactly the same. If the indices or radicals and radicands are the same, then add or subtract the terms in front of each like radicals. So in adding a radicals, so meaning you can only add if and only if the radicands. So what is the radicands? So as you notice, so diba, so we have a square root sign. For example, we have square root of 2. This 2 here, this 2 here is what we call the radicands or the indices. So able you to add a radicals, 2 radicals or 3, 4 radicals. So the radicand must be the same. Must be the same. So for example, the square root of 2 plus the square root of 5. So in this example, you cannot divide, you cannot add these both of radicals because the radicand is not, are not the same. So the radicand must be the same, able you to add the radicals. So that is the So in this illustration, so 2 square root of 3 plus 5 square root of 4. So in this illustration, you cannot add, you cannot add these radicals because 4 and 3 are not the same, right? So that's why it is wrong. So you cannot add both radicals. But the second one is correct. So you can add these radicals because both, so the radicand both 3. So in that cases, so you can automatically add. So for example, in this example, so the answer is 5 square root of 3. So why we need to be exact, so why we need to have the same radicand? That's because if you have the same radicand, so we are going to simply copy it. We are going to simply copy it. For example, in this, so in this example, we're going to add 3 and 2. So that's why we come up an answer of 5. So that's why 5 is square root of 3. So this is the answer of this example. So always remember, in adding or subtracting a radicals, so you need to have the same radicand. So square root of 3 to square root of 3, square root of 5 to square root of 5, and so on and so on. And always remember, having a different radicand, so it is an error. So you cannot add or subtract having a different radicand. Okay, so next. So for example, in this example, so 2 square root of 3 plus 5 square root of 3. So you just simply add 2 and 5. So we have 7. Okay, so we have 7 square root of 3. So we have that answer, final answer, so 7 square root of 3. Okay, into the next example, square root of 8 plus square root of 32. So as you can notice, so 8 and 32 has both have a perfect square, right? So into the number 8, so we have perfect square, which is the 4. So the 32 is the 16. So if you can notice, if you can identify easily that the number has a perfect square, so for example in 8, you just simply, okay, so what is the perfect square of 8? So diba, so we have 4. So 4 times 2, so we have 8. So you just simplify the square root of 4. So square root of 4 is 2, okay? 2 square root of 2, okay? Plus, so we have 32. So what is the perfect square of 32? So we have a 16, okay? So we have 16. So 16 times 2, so we have 32. So what is the perfect square of 16? So we have 4, right? So you just simply put the 4 here, 4, and square root of 2. Why? So 4 times 4, so we have 16, diba? So we have 4 times 4, so we have 16. 16 times 2, okay? So 16 times 2, so we have 32, diba? 16 times 2, so we have 32. 16 plus 16, okay? Ano ba? 16, so 12, okay, 32. So in this situation, they have the same radicand. Okay, they have the same radicand. So in this situation, you can add it easily. Okay, so 2 plus 4, so we have 6 square root of 2. So now you have a final answer of 6 square root of 2. Okay, that is very simple. Okay, always remember in adding a radicals, so you need to make the radicand the same. Okay, if it is the same, so you just simply add the whole number outside the radical or the radical sign or the square root sign. So if it is not in a simplest number, so find out the perfect square root of the number of it, or perfect square. So like 4, 32, just like in 8, so the perfect number is 4. So that's why we simplify the square root of 4. So we have 4 square root of 4, so we have 2 right here. So this is the, okay, that is the square root of 4. Then the 32 is 16 times 2, and 16 times 2, so what is the simplest form of square root of 16? So we have 4. So why 4? So we have 4 times 4, so the answer is 16. So that's why 4, we put 4 here. Because why we simplify the number 8 and 32? Because our main goal is to have the same radicand. So the easiest and the simplest way to have the same radicand is to factorize it, okay, and find the perfect square number. So that's why we came up to square root of 2 plus 4 square root of 2. So that's why we have a final answer, 6 square root of 2. Okay, so I hope I teach you and I give you some information about adding a radicals, because some students they just add immediately without noticing, or without identifying the error. Like if it is not the same radicand, so they automatically add, and that is very wrong. So in adding a radicand, always remember to have the same radicand. So what is the radicand? It is the number inside a square root it is the number inside the square root sign. So like the 3, 8, and 32. So thank you. I hope I teach you even small. So God bless.